Having spoken and written about a doctor, we will now learn to write a short composition on a person who helps a doctor. Who is that? Yes, a nurse. Nurse is a person who constantly assists the doctor. Doctor needs a nurse. Hospital needs a nurse. Now, what does the nurse do? First of all, how does she look? Nurse, what does she wear? Different hospitals have different costumes, colors. Some nursing homes are pink, some are blue, but generally, a nurse wears a white dress. Her headgear is always white. But sometimes you will see detail on the headgear. There will be colored bands to show how old, what seniority she bears. Now, what kind of a person is a nurse? Nurse is a very patient, loving, strong person. And she is there ready all the time. She needs to be alert all the time. What does she do? She helps the doctor in recording the patient's condition, gives injection, take pressures and things like that. In an operation theater, she gives the doctor what he needs to do his job. Overall, the nurse takes care of the patient on daily basis. So we're going to write a short composition on life of a nurse. Actually, it's very difficult. A nurse's life is very tough. She works for long hours. She has to do night duty. She has to take constant steps in supporting the doctor, taking care on daily, hourly, weekly basis the patients who are critically ill. So, life of a nurse. That's what we are going to write. A short composition on life of a nurse. A nurse. Life of a nurse. Where does the nurse work? A nurse works in a hospital or a nursing home. A nurse works in a hospital. A nurse works in a hospital. What does she do? How does she look now? Very important, the look of a nurse. She looks very smart in white uniform and a lovely headgear. Okay, so a nurse works in a hospital. She looks. Everybody likes to look at a nurse. She looks very smart. She looks very smart in her white uniform, pure white uniform. What else? That's not enough. White uniform and headgear. A nurse works in a hospital. She looks very smart in her white uniform and headgear. Okay? Then, what is she when you look at a nurse? She's a symbol of service. She's all the time serving. So, she is a symbol of service and humility. Very humble person. A nurse works in a hospital. She looks very smart in a white uniform and headgear. She's a symbol of service and humility. In humble service, she takes care of the patients. She doesn't make a noise. What else when you look at a nurse? She bears a beautiful smile. She's all the time smiling. She bears a beautiful smile all the time. And that's what makes the patient all right fast. All the time. That's what people like. People like the nurse because she's there, ready to serve with a smile. What does she do? She assists, she tends patients in the wards and she assists doctor. That is her main job. Her main job is she assists. Wherever the doctor goes, she has to go looking at bed, patient, bed after bed. So she assists doctors. She assists doctor and tends to patients and takes care of, tends, okay? And tends to patients. Now, life of a nurse. A nurse works in a hospital. She looks very smart in a white uniform and headgear. She's a symbol of service and humility. She bears a beautiful smile all the time. She assists doctors and tends to patients. Okay, that is what she does. Okay, now her job is very tough. Okay, the next is her job is very tough. A job is very tough. Working long hours. She has to work long hours. Working long hours. She also has to do night duties. She has also to do night duty. We are talking about the life of a nurse. She works in a hospital. She looks smart in a white uniform and a headgear. She's a symbol of service and humility. She bears a beautiful smile all the time. She assists doctors and tends to patients. Her job is very tough, working long hours. And she has also to do night duty. So her life is very difficult, very tough. The nurse's life is very tough. She has to remain alert all the time. At all time. She has to be kept alert and she has to be very, very cautious. What's going on? Okay. She has to remain. She has to remain alert. All the time, not simply little while. She has to remain alert all the time. That's the life of a nurse. She has to remain alert all the time. Then, in case of emergency, she has to call on the doctor. Okay? In case of emergency, she quickly calls the doctor. In case of emergency, she quickly calls the doctor. Okay? So her life is very tough. Her job is very tough. She works long hours. She has to do night duty. She has to remain alert all the time. In case of emergency, she quickly calls the doctor on duty. Doctor on duty. All right? The doctor on duty. Now, what kind of a person is this nurse? A nurse is a hardworking and selfless person, like an angel looking after the patients. So, what does she do? She is a hardworking. She's a hardworking and selfless. And selfless. She's a hardworking and a selfless person, like an angel, taking care of the patients, like an angel taking care of her patients. What kind of a person the nurse? She is a hardworking and selfless person, like an angel taking care of her patients. Okay? Now, her kindness is huge, and she helps the patients to get well soon. It is her kindness. She is kind. She is kind to her. She is kind to her patients. Why is she kind? So they get better. She is kind to her patients, and this helps them to get better. This helps them to get well soon. All right. Now, she is a devoted person to the humanity. What kind of a person she is? She is a devoted person to the society, to the humanity. She's a devoted person to the humanity. So thus we wrote a small composition on life of a nurse. Life of a nurse. A nurse works in a hospital. She looks very smart in her white uniform and headgear. She is a symbol of service and humility. She bears a beautiful smile all the time. She assists doctors and tends to patients. Her job is very tough. Working long hours, she has also to do night duty. She has to remain alert all the time. In case of emergency, she quickly calls on the doctor on duty. She is a hardworking and selfless person, like an angel, taking care of her patients. She is kind to her patients, and this helps them to get well soon. She is devoted person to the humanity. So we learn to write about the life of a nurse, how she looks and how hard she works to get her patients better. We've been writing about animals. Now let's learn to write about a bird. Now today we're going to write about a national bird. Which is the national bird? The peacock. Now what do you call the female? You say peahen. Why do you like this bird? It's the most beautiful bird. Large and is beautiful. The special part of this bird is the large feathers which when opens look like a fan. Then another beautiful part of the peacock is got lovely little crown on its head. And then they say it dances. The dance is really gorgeous to look at. So we're going to write a short composition on the peacock. The peacock. We're going to write about the peacock. Now when you say peacock, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? The peacock is India's national bird. The peacock. The peacock is India's national bird. The national bird. Okay, what else you will say about him? It is very colorful and it's found in many parts of our country. It's a colorful bird. It is a colorful and beautiful. It is a colorful and beautiful bird. A very special bird. The next, what will you say? It is found in many parts of our country. It is found in many parts of our country. What else we'll say about this? Then describe the peacock. The peacock has a long, shiny, dark blue neck. You can say a peacock has a long, shiny, body shines. Long, shiny, dark blue neck. It's got a dark, long, shiny, dark blue neck. Most beautiful neck. And a crown on its head. That's the beauty of it. And a crown. And a crown like a queen. And a crown on its head. So we are describing now the peacock. A peacock has a long, shiny, dark blue neck and a crown on its head. Okay, what else you will say? It has graceful, beautiful, multicolored feathers. Yes, you find greenish, bluish, all kinds, beautiful it looks. So you will say, it has. Say, it has. Beautiful. Graceful. Only for a peacock you can use the word graceful. And multicolored. Many colors are there. All, all shades of blues and greens. So you will say, and multicolored feathers. Multicolored feathers. All right, next. So what have we done? The peacock. The peacock is India's national bird. It is a colorful and beautiful bird. It is found in many parts of our country. A peacock has a long, shiny, dark blue neck and a crown on its head. It has beautiful, graceful, and multicolored feathers. Then what else can you say about it? You say the peacock dances. Huh? He dances. A peacock dances. A peacock dances as it spreads. As it spreads its wings like a fan. A peacock dances as it spreads its wings out like a fan. Like a fan. All right. A dancing peacock presents a very beautiful, graceful sight. A dancing peacock. A dancing peacock is a beautiful sight. Okay, now what about the peacock flying? It can only fly a short distance. Okay, a peacock can only fly a short distance. Can fly for a short distance. Can fly for a short distance. Then, what else? Many people use the peacock feathers for many decorative purposes. So, the feathers are used for decorative purposes. Then, what else can we say? They say the peacock is a good friend of a farmer because he eats up all the insects that destroy the crop. So, the peacock is the peacock is a farmer's good friend. A farmer's good friend. It eats up all the harmful insects, harmful Then we can also say most of us may not have seen a peacock. Nowadays, peacocks are found in the zoos. And they say there are white peacocks also. That's very rare. We are talking about a colorful one, but they have seen a white peacock also. Now, when we talk about peacock, you have also the female form peahen. So what are we talking about? Having written about animals, we are writing about bird. The peacock. The peacock is India's national bird. It is a colorful and beautiful bird. It is found in many parts of our country. A peacock has a long, shiny, dark blue neck and a crown on its head. It has beautiful, graceful, and multicolored feathers. A peacock dances as it spreads its wings out like a fan. A dancing peacock is a beautiful sight. A peacock can fly for a short distance. The feathers are used for decorative purposes. The peacock is a farmer's good friend. It eats up all the harmful insects. You can also say there are white peacocks also. The female, you call it peahen.